Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Faith, Family, and Finances with Mommy Angel, where we talk about honoring God in every part of our lives, including our money. Yes, money. Many of us work so hard to have it, while some others are blessed to have it handed down from their parents or grandparents, and that's good for them. So today's question is something many of us wrestle with. What does the Bible really say about money? And more importantly, is it wrong to have money or just wrong to love it? Let's walk through this together with three simple but powerful truths. Point one, God owns everything. The first truth is this: we are stewards, not owners. In Psalm chapter 24, verse 1, it says, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it." Yes, everything we have, our income, our home, our resources, ultimately belongs to God. We are simply managers of what He entrusted to us. That shifts our mindset. Instead of asking, "What do I want to do with my money?" we can ask, "What does God want me to do with what He has given me?" That changed the mindset that we're not actually the one owning it, but it is a blessing from God. He's the one who entrusted us this blessing. And then we ask, what does He want for us to do with this blessing? Okay, it's a different mindset now. So let's take another example or verse from the Bible. Remember the parable of talents, where Jesus teaches that we are accountable for how we manage what we've been given. The servants who handled their resources wisely were rewarded, while the one who buried his talent was rebuked. So which one would you like? Hide your resources or go and multiply them? Okay, so the takeaway is faithful financial living starts with recognizing that everything belongs to God and we're called to manage it wisely. Okay, now let's move on to point number 2. Money is not evil, but the love of it is. Okay, here's where many people get confused. Money itself is not the problem. In Timothy 1, chapter 6, verse 10, it says, "For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil." Notice it doesn't say money is evil. It says the love of money is. Money is simply a tool. It can be used for good or for harm. But when money becomes our source of security, identity, or happiness, that's when it becomes dangerous. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 6, verse 24, "You cannot serve both God and money." That means money makes a terrible master, but it can be a useful servant. We can assign our money to be our servant. That means to do things for us, to work for us, to multiply. And, since it's a servant, money can also be assigned to make someone's life better. This is where we have to share what we have, tithing, gifts giving, to make someone's life better. So that's as a servant. We tell our money, "Hey, do this," but we're actually buying something to give to someone. So it's in a way, it's a tool to make our loved ones, special days like birthdays or Christmas, we give them gifts. So that's part of the usefulness of money. And another way is when we use money to invest, to multiply it. I don't think that is wrong to be using the money to actually earn more. So a lot of religious people may not like that, but there are a few verses in the Bible that support that it's okay to invest. But again, use God's blessing. When we get the blessing, it's not from us, but it's blessings from God. Okay, the takeaway is it's not wrong to earn, save, or invest money, but it is dangerous when money takes God's place in our hearts. So we still love people and just use money to make the people we love happy and to also serve God. We need money to help the church to grow. Like that, not just for our own selfish needs. And point number 3, honor God with your finances. The third truth, our finances are an opportunity to worship God. In Proverbs chapter 3 verse 9, it says, honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Wow, that's deep. Okay? This is about putting God first, not just in words, but in action. That can look like giving, like I mentioned earlier, giving to our families or even to our, less fortunate brothers and sisters, strangers, whoever we don't know. So this is connected to that. Tithing, giving to the church, helping others in need, being content and avoiding unnecessary debt. Yeah, debt is not good. Yeah, they said that being a borrower, we're slave to the lender. Okay, in Acts of the Apostles, chapter 20, verse 35, we're reminded it is more blessed to give than to receive. I love that one. Okay, better to give than to receive. So that means if we have extra, we can share, give to others. And when we trust when we give, we trust that God will keep giving us more, that will never run short. So when we give, we reflect God's heart. And then trusting God that He will bless our finances, and also praying that we grow in our faith. So takeaway, managing money can be good if we do it in God's way. And we don't look at it just for the sake of money, but we look at it with a touch or with the blessings of God. So it's more spiritual. There's a touch of spiritual way when we incorporate what really God wants us to do with the money. Okay, I hope that makes sense, because really some people think that it's not important, but come on, many of us work 8 or more hours a day just to have money, to buy food, to pay for our bills, to pay our mortgage. So it is important. I hope you agree with me. If you do, please give me a follow. Support my journey here in podcasting. And that's it. Today we just talk about money, how we can relate it to our spiritual life. So should we not love money? The answer is simple. Don't love money. Love God. Use money. Don't let it use you. When we see money as a tool and God as our provider, everything changes. Let's aim to be the people who trust God fully, manage wisely, give generously. Again, thank you so much for listening to Faith, Family, and Finances with Mommy Angel. If this encouraged you, share it with someone who needs it today. And also, I would love to hear what you think about my podcast, what you think would help me grow. And I don't mind getting your feedback, helpful or even painful. I can accept, okay? If it helps me grow, I would appreciate every effort that you would do to support me in this journey. Until next time, Stay faithful and stay wise. Thank you. This is Mommy Angel. Bye for now.